sites of ours that really gained, that did well in search engine rankings. Okay, so 2 key numbers here. Again, going back to
Can I interrupt just real quick? Like, we have a question I think it might go well with this. Someone said Google is de-indexing a lot of the directories, and he wants to know if that is going to impact his ranking, or if it may have impacted his ranking. I know you're talking about links back there, but do you think that the quality of links, or was it just the kind of where they were going, do you think, with this Penguin update?
You know, I think it depends. I don't think you can put a blanket statement for all directory links. You know, because there are definitely good directories, and you know, one thing that I advise is, you know, moving forward, something that I think is the way you have to build your websites is you need to build them like a business, and part of doing that is you got to get listed on these niche directories. That's different than a general directory. A lot of the general directories out there, you know, may or may not have any benefit or any harm. You know, we didn't do any specific research on directories, but it's hard for me to believe that people are going to be penalized for directory listings. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where Google actually told people, hey, if you want to promote your site, go get it listed in directories and whatnot. So to, you know, to penalize for that, I don't know if that's the case. To not get any weight for those links if they're from poor directories, that's a different story, you know. Right. And if Google's de-indexing these links, you know, then you know, you're not going to get any link juice from it to begin with. If your link is in a directory that is a spammy link directory, so you know, if you're in a directory where every link in there is for you know, Viagra and escorts and stuff of that nature, you know, that's probably not going to do you very good. You know, whether you get a penalty for it or not, I don't know. You know, I'd be careful where your links are going to go, and moving forward, you know, some directories are definitely good, but they're not all created equal. You know, I'm not sure if that answers the question or not.
I think it does, and I think, you know, it's I remember I worked for Gateway for a long time, and I used to tell people, I was doing senior classes, and I said, you know, if you go to bad places in life, bad things happen, or you get bad things.
But
it's
the same
true.
thing here.
It is. If you go to bad directories, then you know what they are. Don't say, I don't know what a bad directory is. When I'm looking at somebody's link profile, and I go into the directory, and there's, you know, no page rank at all, and it's just willy-nilly thrown in there, and there's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't seem to be helpful to anybody. You know that that's not, you know, the best place to be.
And I think a lot of it has to do with your link makeup. I mean, if the only way you're building links is submitting to directories, and you're submitting, you know, 10,000 links every month to directories with the same exact anchor text, well, that fits what we're talking about right now, where you have to have a varied. You've got to have a variation on your anchor text, and you know, I don't know that, you know, I don't know that they'll penalize for directory type links, but if you know, it's just like anything else. Too much of anything is not good. Too much directory linking is not good. You know, some directory linking. I know a lot of people probably disagree with my thoughts on directories, but I believe directory linking is an important part of your campaign. And moving forward, I think it's going to be a more important part, but not necessarily in the way people are doing the directory linking now. Again, you've got to go to the niche directories, and a good rule of thumb for me is build your website like a business. If you're building your website like a business, you know, you're going out and you're putting links places to advertise, not to gain rankings. So if you have a directory that's highly related to your niche, and you put a listing in there and you say, hey, I'm going to get direct traffic from this, you know, even if you're only going to get a couple visitors a month, that's fine. And those are going to be great links. If you're putting a link in a directory that's got, you know, hundreds of thousands of spammy sites in it, and you're not intending to get any traffic from that link at all, you know, you might want to rethink spending your time getting that link, even though it's a quick link to get. Your time may be better spent instead of getting 10,000 of those links, going and getting a couple links that are in very highly related niche directories that are going to send you direct traffic, direct business, direct customers, the people that have that are looking for what you have to offer.
Great. And I'm just going to give you one more question, and I think it'll go really nicely with your next slide here. Someone said they have 7 months experience in SEO, and oh, how tough is that they have 7 months and they're into dealing with Penguin and Panda. And they say, sorry, I don't understand. They don't understand what the variation of URL means. Can you explain that? So.
Yeah.
That's my last statement there, and then I'll let you finish with your next slide.
Okay. Yeah. The URL variation, and it's important to understand what it is, but it's really simple. It's just a variation of your URL, and if you look at how different people can indicate your website, let's just use our SEO Tacklebox website, for example. It could be www.seotacklebox.com. It could be http://seotacklebox.com. It could just be seotacklebox.com. It could just be SEO Tacklebox. Maybe somebody links to me SEO-Tacklebox, or it's 2 words, SEO Tacklebox. And for our numbers, all of those would be considered variations of the URL, just because it's natural linking. Looking at what other people have to say that flows into this is a lot of people are saying to also add in phrases such as click here, or visit this site, or learn more here. And for what we reviewed, like I said, we have about 200 sites we used. We didn't have enough data to really include those type of results. So I can't say from firsthand experience that that's going to be the same as URL variations, but I have a feeling that it's going to be similar, and it's just a natural way people are going to link to your site. If you're going to cite something and say such and such site says, and then you quote something from the site, typically you're not going to put anchor text in there. You're going to put that site name, or you're going to put the citation and say, this was a great quote that I saw, and underneath it, read the rest of this story here, or something of that nature. And they're all along the same lines there. So the URL that we're talking about is just the variations on the URL, but that can be extrapolated into other other anchor text as well. Like I say, the click here is the read more about this, and so forth. And that's in the chart we're looking at here, the URL links. The minimum for the winning sites was just over 5%. Our average was just under 10% here. And that's all the URL variations we just spoke about. So they're all lumped into one. Okay. Moving down here, again, looking at this chart here, as we talked about on the last slide, links to the index. The maximum links for our sites that gained in this update was just under 90%. Any site that hit 90% or more of the total links going to the index page, they didn't gain in ranking. Not all of them lost, but they definitely didn't gain. Okay. So and then finally, our third key number here, it says 2, but there's really 3, I guess. The winning sites had multiple internal pages with 5% or more of total incoming links, and I think that's important as well, because you've got to not only vary the anchor text, but you've also got to vary where the linking's coming from. And again, it just comes down to natural linking. Even though you're building links, it still has to be done in a natural manner, and that's that's the basis for everything that's going on here. So moving forward, let's take a look at, can your site recover? Depending on who you talk to, there's some people that say, hey, if you got hit hard, you should just toss your site and start with a new one. There's other people that say, hey, you can recover. Looking at what we're looking at between our sites, your site could definitely recover, but you need to ask a few questions. You need to check your backlink profile. Can you bring your URL variation anchor text links up to the 5% mark? Okay, I think that's the most important question for what we found, is you have to be able to do that. And some of the sites that we're looking at may have 20,000 links, with less than 1% of them being some kind of anchor text URL. and to bring your URL anchor text ratio up, you either have to remove a whole lot of links or you have to build a whole lot of links with just that URL variation in it. And the important thing here is you have to build your links based on your site's traffic volume. If you figure, hey, I need to build 5,000 links with URL variation to recover, I'm going to do that in the next week. That's probably not going to work for you. So you've got to take a look at how much traffic your site's getting and balance it out. I don't have an exact number for how many links you want to build, but I definitely would not build more links than you get visitors in a day. And I would take some percentage of that. Maybe 10% of your traffic, unique visitors per day, would be the maximum amount of links I would build to your site per day. But you want to be consistent about it. You don't want link spikes. So ask yourself that question. You also want to check the sites linking to you and see what type of links they are. Are they low authority or unrelated sites? And again, can you increase the percentage of these authority sites? The percentage on this one here, I think this is going to be a little less important, because over the past couple weeks, some sites that got hit hard have some rankings coming back. And those are sites that have a whole lot of links, a lot of them very, very good links, but also have some links that are questionable at best. And I think in the long term here, you're going to see the sites that have really strong link profiles from strong, highly related sites are going to be able to pull back, even though they may have some of these other gray area links going on. So getting to a certain percentage here, I don't know that that's the most important thing, but you've got to take a look and see, hey, if I've got thousands and thousands of links from sites that aren't related to my site, can I really do well by building authority links from other sites? Is that really going to recover me? So looking at that's